Hello everyone, and welcome to my Royal Family Politics channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Although it's often said that working with kids or animals is inappropriate, being a member of the royal family doesn't give you much of a choice in the matter. Senior royals attending engagements are frequently obliged to interact with, pet, and take pictures with a variety of animals. However, as Queen Camilla found out last week, not everything goes according to plan, even with well-trained animals. Labrador Maggie was entrusted with bringing a gift basket to Her Majesty the Queen after she received an invitation to her residence at Clarence House together with a group of medical detection dogs and their trainers. However, Maggie was amused by Camilla's enjoyment when she dropped it grumpily at her feet, forgetting her manners. Here, Claudia Connell examines a few more terrifying experiences the royals have had while performing their duties. Orla, the energetic pet cocker spaniel that Catherine, William, and their kids adore, is frequently shown in official family pictures. Kate undoubtedly adapted to the raucous behavior of dogs and did not hesitate to interact with therapy dog Alfie at Clitheroe Community Hospital in 2022. Kate described the 10-week-old cockapoo as so sweet, even though he wriggled and attempted to lick her face. She also said that, "Our dog is going to be very upset." During their 2014 tour of Australia, Kate and William stopped at Taronga Zoo in Sydney with their 9-month-old son, Prince George. But when it came time to give carrots to a gigantic giraffe, they sensibly handed him up to a nanny. William's expression suggested that he was taken aback to discover that giraffes have 20-inch tongues in addition to their elongated necks. During a state visit to Australia in 2014, Kate and William got the opportunity to meet Luca the koala bear, long before the late Queen Elizabeth had tea with Paddington Bear. Luca was petted and tickled by Kate, who also smelled his fur to discover if he had a eucalyptus scent. The former Duke and Duchess of Cambridge learned that koalas are infamously sluggish and laid back when Luca showed no interest in them at all. "I'm happy to have met you, Your Majesty." It's estimated that the late Queen shook hands with about 1 million individuals during her reign, but this was perhaps the only occasion on which she was presented with a trunk. When the Queen and Duke visited Whipsnade Zoo in 2017, Donna the elephant was actually far more interested in the bananas that they were holding than she was in shaking hands. Few women would find it nearly as entertaining to have a huge dog lick their makeup. But Sophie is accustomed to these jubilant salutations when she visits training facilities around the nation because she is a patron of guide dogs. When she visited Forfar in 2019, she was greeted with this extremely cordial and wet welcome. Prince Edward claims that the tortoise that lives with Sophie and her family basically runs the house, in addition to their 2 pet dogs. When Sophie visited the Guide Dogs National Training Center in 2021, she saw a gorgeous golden retriever puppy that let her the run of the place. Sophie smartly wore a lab coat to shield her clothes from the active pups. The late Queen's favorite dog was a corgi, and it's said that during her reign, she raised over 30 of them. When the Queen went to a Darwin housing project in 1977, she met several locals and their Australian corgi. The dog looked at the Queen's feet and immediately sat down to give them a scratch, displaying quite rude behavior while the humans were acting appropriately. "Please don't trip me, a deer is nearby." The Tadaji Temple in Nara, Japan, is home to hundreds of wild deer that roam the grounds. In 2008, Charles and Camilla, who were the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall, paid a visit to the temple. If nothing else, they were cuter and far smaller than the enormous creatures that prowl Balmoral. Queen Camilla had the faces of her 2 rescue dogs, Bluebell and Beth, sewn onto her coronation robe since she is deeply in love with them. The canines were adopted by Charles and Camilla from the Battersea Cats and Canines Home, which she supports. Charles is equally enamored, as evidenced by this 2022 photo of him and Beth, even though he did not go so far as to have them embroidered on his coronation robes. She gave a rosette to 2 terrier puppies at the Great Yorkshire Show in 2021, and they were quite excited to get their muddy paws on it. She also almost got Camilla's polka dot dress dirty. Nothing could be said about this horse's cooperation during the press conference other than, eyes to camera and smile. In December 2008, Camilla, an enthusiastic and proficient equestrian, went to the Olympia International Horse Show and had the opportunity to interact with numerous competing horses. Though none of them, despite the fact that his teeth might need a really good cleaning, made quite the effect as this scene-stealing gray. While managing dogs and horses is well known, there is no idea how to handle a tuatara lizard. During their 2015 tour of New Zealand, the royal couple had an up-close and personal encounter with the native animal. Charles was nervous about handling the slick reptile, which made Camilla laugh uncontrollably. Camilla ultimately chose not to hold the lizard. This week, Queen Camilla will take a well-earned vacation from her job after taking over since it was revealed that King Charles had cancer. Her Majesty has a packed schedule. She will travel abroad on a private plane tomorrow for a vacation, but she will also be spending time with her family in the upcoming weeks. Since King Charles received the shocking diagnosis last month, which forced him to step aside from his public responsibilities, Camilla, 76, has been taking on more responsibility. Since Charles's condition became public, she has fulfilled 13 royal commitments, going forward with her own plans and making solo appearances at events intended for the King and Queen. One such occasion was on Valentine's Day, when the 75-year-old king attended an event honoring Shakespeare at Grosvenor House in London by herself. Charles will lead the royal family in a video address on Commonwealth Day, but she is scheduled to resume work on March 11 at Westminster Abbey as leader of the family. Last week, Camilla was the only important royal remaining, raising questions about who is in authority at a time when so many important royals are absent. Charles would have insisted that his wife take a break, royal author Ingrid Seward said in an interview with The Sun on Sunday. He will notice that she is worn out, she remarked. While Camilla has been extremely concerned about her husband's health, it has also been her responsibility to manage the demanding schedule of royal events and to be there for both him and Kate during their respective health crises. She is definitely deserving of some relaxation and rest. It happens while the 42-year-old Princess of Wales, who hasn't been spotted in public since Christmas Day, continues to recuperate at home from abdominal surgery with the help of her family. William, 41, was compelled to withdraw from this week's Windsor homage to his late godfather, Greece's late King Constantine, citing a personal matter. William, the Princess Royal, and the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh are scheduled to attend engagements as usual, while Camilla takes some well-earned time off. While the king continues to work behind the scenes on his red boxes and other official tasks while he receives treatment, Camilla has been the most senior royal to complete engagements. Camilla led the royal family at the memorial service for King Constantine of Greece last week in Windsor. She also hosted a reception for the 500 Words Children's Creative Writing Competition at Buckingham Palace and met Olena Zelenska, the First Lady of Ukraine, at Clarence House. Camilla's schedule has become typical of a busy single woman's. Despite never having planned to be the head of the royal family, a royal insider told the Sunday Times that Camilla is totally prepared to do whatever has to be done for the institution and has been buoyed by the outpouring of support from the public since the king's diagnosis. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.